I wonder if his mom let him think that his uncle died by suicide and let him believe that.
So he wouldn't try this.
Yeah. They didn't say yes or no of how he died. He died. Like, oh, he must have died of that. Like, no one stopped him from thinking that.
Look at that ink.
It's so hard to use those things, by the way. They're scratchy. Yep. And there's Marupen.
Yeah, a turnip pen is only like one thickness ever, right?
Yeah. These are hard to adjust. Like if you press hard on it, you'll get obviously thick lines and all that. But the thinner and yeah.
Basically, a G pen is line pressure.
Yeah, on your if you have a tablet.
No, but I meant for like physical.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, all these teachers always give like, oh, you joker, you fell asleep again, but I'm pretty sure in real life, if you fell asleep in class, you get like fucking kicked out of school for a day.
Yeah, you get in trouble. They're a little bit more lenient to those who have good grades, though.
Oh, like, you're falling asleep, but you have been making A's. Don't do it again.
Yeah. Like, it would make sense, like, okay, this person, like, the teacher just said now, is like, he probably assumes that he's been studying all night.
Anyone else, and you'd, like, carry a bucket outside.
That's old school.
Do they still do that?
No. I've never had that done to me. I'm like, where did this concept even come from? Probably like really old stuff. Same reason why schools in the West used to like, teachers used to be able to like smack you or corporal punishment.
Oh.
But you don't get that now, obviously. But
everyone should just carry buckets. It's easy.
Oh. Yeah, you're part of this thing. You're the one who's like started it. Basically, you have to have a key.
Wow, these almost look like people from Death Note. I was gonna find that certain like compromise for looking like dynamic and
yeah,
and
I was gonna say that it doesn't look like manga art. I'm like, nowadays people are not that anal about what a manga art should look like. A lot of people nowadays are switching to digital anyway, and some people mix the two, like digital and analog, to get a certain look. So there is no real like, you have to do it this, you have to use this pen.
It's not like you go buy a how to draw manga look and that's what you aim for. Yeah, it's just kind of anything.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to get a look, and if you could achieve that look by doing whatever method you think is right, then go for it. Yeah, that's why I never got into G-Pen. Like, I think there are artists out there who just use like a marupen. It's like a ball pen. And yeah, the editor used to tell this person, it's like, oh, you should use a G-pen because the great manga artists back in the day used to use a G-pen. And it's like, this person's like, yeah, this whole time I wrote my manga, I never used a G-pen, you never noticed. And he's like, oh. After that, I guess the editor never told this person to ever use whatever. It's like, do whatever you want.
Never again.
Yeah, it's like, stop talking smack when you're not doing the artwork I am. And if it looks amazing, what does it matter how I got there? What you really need by everything is to understand composition and human anatomy, obviously. That's what you really need to work on.
Oh, rulers.
Yeah, you got the circles and curves, and those are such a pain, and they're expensive. They're just basically fancy stickers. Not a lot of shonen use those though. You'll see it heavily used on shoujo mangas.
And you have to take into account of the fact that it's a manga and how people flip pages and what they're gonna see and their eye gets drawn to and shit.
Yep, especially if you're reading it from left.
Like the famous Daga Kotowaru.
Yes.
It's looking dire from like the entire page spread, and then you open it up and it's just Rohan's face.
That's where the talent of the writer comes in. It's like, how do you... Some of the stuff, it's not taught. You just have to understand. You just have to know.
You have to know your medium you're in.
Yeah. Like, yes, some of this stuff can be taught. Some of it is just like... Some people are natural at, like, knowing where to use certain compositions and stuff like that.
Hubris.
Yep.
Yes.
Keep buying those tickets. You're eventually gonna win something. Yes, study.
Instant.
It's like, what are you doing? Studying. No, you're not. You're just reading manga all day. Exactly. And look, history's important too.
Your own research.
Like, knowing your history is gonna be a big spoiler for Vinland Saga.
Yes.
Naruto.
Ha! Remember when that was relevant?
$15? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Soon you're gonna have shit like youngest manga author in Jump 10.
I think there was a shoujo manga artist
Who was 10?
who was 12.
Damn.
I think. Okay, I won't lie. Yeah, a lot of shoujo mangas also are not the best. Because you have a lot of young girls writing it, so it's like a lot of story more focused more than it is art. That's why you got like these gigantic eyeballs.
Giant hands, big face
yeah.
people, yellow hands, the works.
Yes, that's why you have like really crazy ass compositions, because they're not that great at drawing, but they have like this rose lens glasses to tell stories about love and shit.
From other shoujo mangas that they read that probably look the same.
Yeah, and that's who they're marketing it to anyway, so the best person to write to 12-year-olds are 12-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. You having separate teeth makes you just look kind of like a douchebag.
Like Gap. Yes. Like, see, if you suck at drawing left-sided faces, you should start drawing more of that. Right-handed people obviously keep drawing people looking from the side to the right. You need to varietize in just like angles. I feel like for me, draw front-faced faces are harder.
Front faces are mysterious.
Like straight up, they're just like straightforward faces. They're not angled in any way.
The only time you ever really need front faces are like when something is like extremely dramatic, focusing on like someone, alright? Other than that, you don't really ever need to try doing that.
Yeah, or if you're drawing, I guess, a sample of the character. He's really like going in on all this.
What's going on?
Right? The hell? He wants to be the Romeo and Juliet. What?
What's his face?
Right. Yeah, man, your backup plan, remember? I know, but you could still go to a better school. In case, you know, like you said, if your plan A doesn't work out, you could still have plan B in your... You know what I mean? Because you guys could still meet up at the apartment.
As much as they have plan B, what if they have experiences on the way?
Even if you're at school, it's not like you're drawing or writing manga when you're at school anyway. You're still studying. You don't get to do your manga stuff after. Oh. It's still something, though. Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Whoa! What? Dang!
I guess.
What happens if he was the type of person that would break if you did that? That's a big ass milk cart for drinking.
I want it.
I mean, yeah, you have to kind of like doing this stuff if you're... Yeah, you gotta get an appointment. Yeah, at least you get a feel for it. A lot of doujins are like, people who do doujins in school kind of finish it around summer. Like, they use their summer to do at least one book.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's impossible to finish in one book during the summer. Seriously, this woman in curls.
Walk past.
Oh yeah, you guys... What is wrong with these two? They're like such noob. Way to go, Mom.
Shut up. No.
Their shyness is it's giving me allergies. Like, how are you supposed to communicate if you don't get her number?
She looked at me. I looked at him.
I thought you're supposed to communicate through messages. How are you gonna do any of that if you don't at least get a number? Or you're trying to keep each other one of like your end goal. You don't want to get your, what is it, reward just yet. What?
Vlad's making a lot of noise.
Monkey? No, I mean, like, for him and her to, like, okay, if your resolve of becoming what you want to be is gonna be easily wavered just by talking to the person you like, I'm like, your dreams are kind of flimsy. If it's gonna crumble because you finally had a chance to talk to...
Maybe that's why he didn't get her email.
Because he's gonna crumble. It's like, well, I got what I wanted. I'm talking to her. I really don't need to become a mangaka now. It's like, is that how cheap your dreams
or maybe
were?
it's someone bring up, like, you still forgot to ask. I don't know.
Like, for both of them, even for her, she's like, I don't want to talk to you until, you know, we both achieve our dreams, or else, like, distraction, maybe? It's like, if that...
I figured it was distraction, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they made that obvious.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you're gonna be easily distracted with that towards your dream, then, I mean, your dreams are probably not that strong of a dream. If it can't withstand something like...
Don't worry, Light Yagami is here to guide him the way.
I was like, okay.